Me and Dad out Memos today. We're going to do a little work on the 64. I'm pulling my tunnel ramp off. I'm going to put me a single carb deal on there. And I know that sounds crazy because I am the tunnel ram man. I am the tunnel ram man. Used to daily drive one. And I might want to put a different tunnel ramp on it. So I'm going to take them carbs off, run through all that, and fix everything. But I'm just going to put a single on it for the time being. I got a specialty little carburetor for it. But look at that plug. Not bad, huh? Twin 750s on 350. That's what the plug looks like.
We're just talking. When we put back on there, you want to love that. Another plan.
Oh, yeah.
He's just going to try the single life for a little while. Just single life for a little while. Just see what it's like.
Never been a single carb deal.
She ain't been single a long time, so he's going to do a little single life just to see.
All right, well, about 10 minutes and tunnel ram and everything's off. So we're going to go back here and look for an intake.
They got that intake off there before you get local bread store.
That's true. Or you can pump gas.
Yeah, before you can pump gas.
Let's go back here and find the intake stash. Dad got my old Edel crock cleaned up pretty good. A Victor Punier.
Hello, Calamity. Hello, single. What the fuck you doing? Hello, 350.
Try it, man.
Oh, shit, that don't look 67. Ain't
It
nothing.
looks precious on there.
It does accuse your butt. Looks like a little go-kart motor, don't it?
It's darling. Just like that, she's a single. As Dad calls it, that's single life. Yeah.
Single. Be single girl. She'll be single for a little while. She won't be single for long. She'll be single for a little while.
We got a problem now.
Don't say shit like that.
Ain't nowhere for it to breathe. Valve covers. Ain't no.
Well, it fucking does, don't it? There goes her damn nostalgia. Well, I'll be a suck-ass mule. Think about that.
Backwards. A Soro?
That's all right.
A Soro. Oh, a Soro. Alright, I got the carburetor stuff on. This is a custom 952 CFM. See, it's got a 650 main bore and then a massive secondary. This is a NASCAR carburetor. It's all cheated up. It's been bored out and all kinds of stuff. Pretty crazy. But yeah, we got everything together. Got the gold valve covers on. Gonna have a gold V-stack. Should be pretty cool once she's all done. Here it is. Oh, that's so cool. It looks so good like that. The gold Moroso stuff and then satin center lines. Yeah. Although if I had me a set of skinny crackers, that'd be even better. But hey, it runs, so that's cool. That's all I wanted. I want to go to a single and then fire her up. All right, I got my new rings for the 452. All right, I got new rings going in this thing. I'm gapping them, honing the cylinders. Cylinders look great now. Doing ring gap, keeping the same roller cam and all that stuff in it. This is not going back in the 74. I'm gonna leave my 406 because took the 355 out, put the 452 in, and it had blow by, which I knew it probably was going to. So then I pulled this out through my 406 with a single S480 in the 74, and Fancy's just going to keep the 406 in her, and this is going in my 64. I'm going big block twin turbo. I want to make the 64 a race car. I know it's supposed to be 60s period correct and all that mess. I'm done with that. It'll still be a full-on gasser. It'll look exactly like she does. It'll just probably have a turbo 400 trans brake, twin turbo, twin 78, 75s, single blow-through carburetor deal. The exact same setup that I had in the 74 is going to go in the 64, and I'm going to make that car fast. Right now, it's got a little 350 in it. It just bores me, and I could put this 4-speed back in it, and still, I just don't. I love turbo stuff, so. Some people are going to love this, people are going to hate this. I really don't care either way. That's what I'm doing with my car. But I'm pumped up on it. Talked to Dad about it. He said, do whatever you want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to make the whole Calamity rowdy. That be the plan. Since this has got the block port halfway, it's... The 74, I don't know what it is about that car. It just likes small blocks. Every time I put a big block in it, it just don't seem to act right. Plus, it's so much weight on the nose of that car. And the 64, I did a full tube. I built the entire frame of the 64. So it should be fine. And you'll see in the video, I went out this weekend, threw a single carb deal on it and all that stuff. And I thought, like, I'm going to be pumped up on this. And all that made me want to do was like, well, I need to turbo it. So it's getting boosted one way or another, whether it's small block or big block. But I've done set my mind on it. This 7.5 to 1. Big block 452 is going in the 64 with twins. So, like it, love it, don't care. It's going to be fun. Here we go. This is the last piston going down in this thing. All right. All the head studs and stuff torqued down like they should. Everything felt good. So, that's a W. All right. Got the intake gasket and stuff on. I always put silicone around the water jacket area or the water area. And then I take... multi-purpose grease. It can be any kind of grease, and if you smear it on the top side of the intake gasket, next time you go to pull the intake off, it doesn't stick to the gasket. And a lot of times you can reuse it. And done it. I'm not saying hey, go do that, but I've done it quite a few times. Reuse the gasket like this. Just did it the other day on the 64 when I pulled the tunnel ram off. Put a single carb deal on it. Gasket was fine. Pulled her back down, sealed right up, no problem. All right, I'm priming the 452. Getting ready to throw on the stand, so I'm priming her. She's good, 6 pounds of oil pressure with the drill. Yep, just priming her up. Alright, I got her on the stand, got the distributor and all that stuff. I got the battery in here, plug wires and stuff on, headers on, alternator and stuff on. Gotta go grab the mechanical fan. AC/DC Thunder playing. Thunder strip, that's pretty funny. Alright. Well, all right, let's see what happens. Come on, baby. Sounds a whole lot different. It's actually got compression now. No blow by, nothing coming out yet. No blow by. Alright, I'm pulling this Powerglide apart. It's supposed to have a TCI valve body and stuff in it, so we'll see once I get this filter off. But these bolts, look at this. The bolts ain't even tight. That's a little concerning. Alright, I got it all tore apart. That plug's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be open. Alright, I drilled that plug out. I couldn't get the plug to come out, so I just drilled it back out. So we'll see how it works. Alright, I'm gonna throw this out there for anybody that messes with these TCI valve bodies in the Powerglide. You gotta shim this out because that front opening was exposed when you tighten this thing all the way in. So that's why the trans brake never worked, because that opening was always open. And when you engage it, it just opened it further. It never closed it off. So, shim that out till that channel. I might pop this back off and show you. Yeah, it ain't no big deal to pop it back off. Let me pop it back off and show you. Alright, see that first channel right there? I don't know if you can see. Yeah, right there. Right here. That has to be closed off for this thing to work. Is what it took to make that work. So anybody out there, you put one together and you tighten that all the way up and your trans brake don't work, just space it out. Alright, there it is, all back together. Cool. I'm confident it'll work this go around. Yep. I do believe so. Well, there we go. Got this side opened up. And today's the day. Gotta go get Calamity and put the big block in there. Tore a Powerglide apart, rebuilt it yesterday with the trans brake and everything else, so that should work. So I'm gonna have 557 rear gear, Powerglide, probably 45 or 5,000 stall, and the big block with twin turbos in Calamity. So Dad will be here shortly. I'm gonna run and grab the 64, put it on the trailer, and then it begins.
Morning, everybody. What y'all got going on today, man? It's a pretty day up here in the hills. We're gonna do some hot rodding. I'm waiting on Justin to come by with a trailer, and we're gonna go get Calamity Jane. And what was I just talking about? Here he comes right now. We're gonna go get Calamity Jane, do some big changes. Here we go. To make some changes to old Calamity J today. She starts out one thing in the morning and ends up something else in the evening. Yep.
Alright, well, Calamity made it down here, made it on the trailer. She ain't happy. Yeah, something broke in the engine.
We don't know.
I'm pretty sure. That motor's been in there for at least 10, 11 years.
It's been been acting stupid like 3 or 4 times. He got down there and Jason coming up through here and it kind of got a little.
Yeah, she's no happy, but
Something going on. You'll see though, because everything could be hurt coming out.
yeah, engine, trans, all of it.
Sounded better then.
Yeah, she knows what's coming.
What the hell?
It knows what's coming. She's like, okay, I'll play nice. All right, well, we made it. I'm not killing the old school of the car at all. It'll look better. I'm fixing my lettering on the doors, put different wheels and stuff on it. It'll still be old school, but it'll have some horsepower. And I'm cutting my pedals out and fixing the pedals where I can fit. A lot of stuff needs to be changed. Fuel system, wiring, MSD grid system, cut the pedals, big block, twin turbo, Powerglide. Yeah.
Candy paint.
We ain't gonna candy paint it. She'll still be rough. But it'll be cool. I'm tickled. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the doors black and then do the lettering in white like it should have been done to begin with. Because I look back at the old pictures and I love the way the doors looked. All right, been about 10-15 minutes and front end's off, radiator's out. We're fixing to snatch her out of there. Roll her inside, pick it up, drive shaft, cross member, take the starter and wiring and all that stuff loose.
Out she comes.
Yep. All right, everything's off. Roll inside, take the drive shaft and cross member out and she'll come out of there. All right, she is fixing to come out. We're pulling the engine, trans and all. Then we'll take the mounts off, put them mounts on the big block, drop everything back down in there. All right, she is out of there. Now you can all get a good look at my my expertise fabrication on this front end. I made it just as basic as you can make it, but it works. It's gusseted and braced and all that good stuff. But there ain't much to it after that. We have a moment of silence for the little 350 that could. Yeah, waving the flag. Yeah. Not did lock up, but it's stock rods and I over RPM'd it. That's what it was.
Really tight.
Yeah. Which is a good thing because them transmissions getting hard to find a good turbo 350. It's been together for, I know, 10, 11 years. It's been together a long time. It's been a rod probably. Every time I over RPM one, been a stock rod. Bends a rod and then it eats the bearing.
It could have, but that's it. It's laying over when you come out of the burnout. That's why she keeps losing more and more power.
Yeah, it's like so anemic. Yeah, just something just not right with her.
A little bit of metal in the oil.
Yeah.
It's not the converter nor the transmission. It's spins free.
Yeah, I'll pop her apart and yeah, I built something cool out of it. Block of stuff I'm sure is still fine. I got other cranks, I got pistons, rods.
When he was learning, so it's a learning tool.
This was gonna get thrown out by Mike White. He was gonna throw it away. He said, "You want that? take it, but you got to take all them small blocks.
Yeah.
So I got that and 2 305s.
That's a porch motor.
It was, yeah. And this is the one that had the piston in it that people commented saying, "You're an idiot for running that piston with all that detonation in it." 11 years. But it did. I cleaned it up and.
That's look back that stuff down there like, man, I would run that.
No, I would still run it.
We was talking about how he learned, man. He started over the damn trucks, the Suburbans, the 57, the damn Nova, the Colt S10, to this, to the 74. And just keep gaining level.
Oh yeah. Found the culprit. We got a spun rod bearing. See that? She's took a lot of abuse over the years. It's a wonder she's lived this long. But yeah, see, motor out of the 64, nothing special. It was just a 2-bolt 350, stock rod, stock crank. I bet you it bent the rod and caused it to hit the piston. That's what caused the rod bearing to fail. That's what happens. 72, 7300 RPM, it bends stock rods. If I could look down in there and see, yeah, I can almost tell you right now that's what's happened. I can see what looks like witness marks on the bottom of the piston. Me rotator on. Let me just knock that one out. Let's knock it out. What did I tell you? Right there, you see that? That's a bent rod, and when you bend the rod too much RPM, which stock small block rods, 7,000 RPM, they'll go there, never had a problem. 73, 7400, it bends the freaking rod. I don't know why, but it absolutely does. Rod bolts stay together, but it bends the actual rod. So as long as you keep that sucker 7,000 and below, you're good. But stock rods, they're not designed for that. They're not designed at all to go that high RPM. But me and Dad was talking, it's like, what do you reckon it is? I said, I bet you it bent a rod and come down and hit it, and that's what caused the bearing to fail. Yeah. Been doing this a while.
Little brother, meet big brother.
You have been replaced.
Look, it ain't that much dimensionally like here. Slide them side by side, look. I mean, maybe not that much. Yeah, that's a 350, that's a 400 swing.
On the 402.
Yeah, 396, that's what.
375 horse.
325.
Did it? Oh, I got the damn weak one.
All right, there we go. All right, we're fixing to slide it in there and do a test fit. Test fit. Well, we got her in there, and that sucker just dropped in, basically. We had to fight just a little bit to get the bolts in, but yeah. What we're going to do is just pick it up and put the transmission stuff in from underneath, since it's in there and everything fits. And I might go ahead and build brackets to come off the frame to the aluminum plate, or I might just, I don't know, the plate's going to stiffen it up a lot. It's going to keep it from bending or breaking anything. So I might build me brackets to come off the frame to that plate. Should be good, I think. But that thing, the way that I built these mounts, I got the crank center line as high as I could get it, as far back as I could, as far as where the spindle's at.
I mean, look at the pan clearance.
Yeah. You could drop the pan without pulling the motor. All right, we just hung the turbos on, and it looks like everything is going to work just like I imagined it would. So I got to put the trans in and the cross member and all that. Then I can do the front plates here, which I can get right to and weld, no problem, should be good.
And the exhaust is going to work fine too.
I don't know if a radiator will fit though.
Ready to go down the same spot.
I don't know.
There you go. We got it, started on it about, I guess it was 1:30 when we got here, and it's 5 now. And Small block's out, big block's sitting in there, bolted in, turbos are on it, hats on it. Everything's lined up. A few more things to make, but hell yeah, that's how you, that's a thrash right there, baby. He got that car, he changed that car around, wrecked it like 2017 and changed it all around and built it pretty heavy duty. Works out like a champ, so hell yeah. Calamity Jane, baby. There she goes. Yeah. That right there's what hot rodd's all about, right there.
Something I wanted to do for a long time, and I never did. Just kind of kept the car like it was. But, come on. Dude, it looks so crazy. Looks like everything is sitting way up. Like the engine's way up there.
It does look high though.
Well, I did it that way so that it would wait. The suspension would work.
Whatever, 12 inches off the ground.
But the reason for that, that's why the sucker don't want to spin. It just, everything is back on the tire.
That's something technical right there.
That's why it don't want to spin. It's up and back. God, that looks crazy. Can we see it outside?
That thing's going down.
Well, I smashed myself in the face with a flywheel wrench for the first time ever. Dad literally just said, "Don't hit yourself in the head with that thing," because I was pulling it, popped it off the first time, and I grabbed a bigger bite and was pulling harder.
Y'all know how them flywheel wrenches are. They're better than catching you and knock you the piss out of your ass.
Wherever it went, that thing hit.
If it gets a little war,
It felt like being punched in the nose.
he did hit himself in the nose.
Yeah.
Right there gets a little war and gets out of square or it's sharp. So
Yeah.
sharp it is. And it's not square and it fits up in there. You'll say, "Pam!"
And get this.
Yeah.
My little, that's I got a little knot now.
Yeah, it'll come back. What that thing will do, get right there and it'll slide.
Oh, that's what I was so afraid of.
Knock the piss.
That's why I didn't want to lean up. I was like, no, it's not busted bad. No blood. Oh, well, all right then.
They made his tail up.
Yeah, because it's dumb. I ain't never done that
Yeah,
before.
that fight
I've
looking,
never,
all crazy.
never hit myself in the face with the flywheel wrench. That's a first. And many times doing this. So it's a first for everything, people. But, all right. All right. Shifter cable, shifter bracket, all that stuff's in. Motor mounts are tight. Drive shaft's in. Motor mount bolts. Good. Yeah, this shifter is a Powerglide shifter, which you can't really see, but that's what it is, trust me. It's old Hurst. And my nose is still sore. It hurts more now than it did when it happened.
It's sore.
All up in here. Not so much here, not so much there, but right here. What movie's that from? He's like, it doesn't hurt here or here, but just like right there. No, not a mark, nothing. Okay. Well, all right then. All right, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Whether I'm gonna leave the lettering on, or I'm gonna shoot the car all black and re-letter it again, or just shoot it all black, letter the trunk. The circus colors I can't stand. That I know for a fact that's coming off. The yellow, the red and the gold. I just don't like it at all. It should have been white. Why I didn't do it white, I don't know. Maybe I didn't have any white. I don't remember. But I was getting rid of the white border because that just mixes everything up, makes it hard to read. So I might go over these with white and just see what they look like. Or I might just shoot the whole car black and do Calamity Jane on the trunk and leave the car just black. But I can't decide. I can't see it in my head yet. All right. Radiator, electric fan, all that stuff's in. I got just enough clearance, about 1 inch clearance. I needed a button on my shifter for a trans brake. So I just drilled a hole in the side of this hearse, drilled a hole in the top, and fit a little button in it. It ain't pretty, but it'll work. Go and go. This will be the first fire up of a twin turbo big block Calamity Jane. And we immediately see if the brake works. Put it neutral, hit the button. Please work, please work. Alright, let's see what happens. Time is a little low. Smoke coming inside the car someplace. Yep, she fires right up now. Everything's good. And I'm going to gut this car. I'm going to rewire everything. Really would like a steel door. Hate this fiberglass. It sucks. Love my steel door. This fiberglass one's awful. It's just so... But that's what's happening. A lot of changes happening to Calamity. The biggest change is that right there. Twin turbo, big block, chibi. But alright, I'm going to pause it right there and clean up. I got a bunch of work I got to do for folks this week. So I had a few hours today. After I got done with doing what I was doing, I figured I'd mess this thing. Let's get it where she fire up. So, and that button immediately quit. These cheap Amazon buttons, well, they were in that pack. They're garbage. Don't buy them. Trash. They just burn up immediately. So, there you go. Okay, so I cut the hood off just so I could set the front end on and see if this stuff was going to fit. And I'll tell you what's insane. It literally, look, it's like it was cut, purposely made to fit. Wild. All right, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna shoot the whole car black, leave my roof just like it is. See if I can knock that dent out a little bit. So I can knock that dent out a little bit, but I'm gonna leave the whole thing just all gloss black. I'm gonna try my best to find me a good set of front craggers. But everything fits, everything looks pretty good. I got a fiberglass hood that I'm gonna put on. I've got to cut a fiberglass front end apart so I can get the fiberglass hood off. And I'm gonna fit that to be able to pop on and off with Zeus fasteners. And maybe put my scoop on that. Or get me a different scoop. I don't know yet. But there she is, Calamity. She's making changes, folks, making changes. Big changes. Well, my sander burned up. Go find me another one of them. I'm sanding it down. Taking it all off. Alright, well there is my exhaust. Comes out, turns out right yonder, just like that. That's cool, I like it. Pretty basic. Just gotta put all the final welds on it. But yeah, pretty good. pretty cool. I like it. All right, I was able to push her inside before it started raining on me, but it ain't pouring yet. But I'm building the other piece of the other exhaust out of the turbo. Just gotta cut a bunch of pieces, put a bunch of pieces together, and it eventually works. All right, there's the other side. I didn't measure nothing on these headers. Like I said, I still got to weld them up. They're not final welded. They're just tacked together so they stay together. But I didn't measure nothing. But I don't know if you can see from this angle. Yeah, you can't really see. The driver's side is probably an inch higher, half-inch higher than the passenger side. I mean, not that it matters. I just thought that was pretty funny that I didn't measure it. I did absolutely no measuring, and all this stuff is just chopped up junk exhaust pipe. Got pretty close. Still got to do a whole new fuel system. Got to do the MSD grid system. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. Got to sand the rest of the car. I'm going to shoot it all gloss black. Man, it'd be so awesome if I could find me a nice set of craggers for the front. But I'm going to call it right there, and maybe tomorrow evening I can jump on it some more. All right, I got my evac system figured out. Just like I did on the 74. We got a breather on one side. We got a catch can on the other side. So this runs in the front of the turbo. The turbo is always pulling a vacuum into the turbo. That separates. All that's going to pull back in is vapor. That is going to catch the oil and moisture and whatever else in it, and I'll be able to drain that out. But the suction here that's increases with RPM pulls more and more and more, which helps evac the crankcase pressure and burn it back up through the system. It should just pull vapors. It should not pull any fluid. Well, we'll see. I got that on the 74. It seems to work really well. So, but what I do is I come out of the valve cover into the catch can, out of the catch can up to the front of the turbo, and it pulls and sucks. At idle, it's got a suction. At wide open throttle, it's got a really good suction. Whew, what a mess this is. But I pretty much got everything figured out, so just stripping it all out and rewiring. It looks like madness, doesn't it? All right, I'm wiring. The fan's got to be on a relay and stuff, and so will the fuel pump. Alright, I'm actually going to put real labels on these, but that's just temporary for now. There's my main power, starter, fuel, ignition, and fan that switches to the, actually this goes to the relay. And then it has power, comes straight from the battery to the relay, which is not plugged in yet because I got it right here. So, and then these two, this is for the trans brake and all that, and this I believe is going to be headlights, taillights. So I got room for one more if I need anything else, but that should be it. Headlights, taillights, trans brake stuff, and I might put my button that I took out of the 74 on the steering wheel here for the trans brake. Yeah, I'm getting there. The wiring is so much neater and so much cleaner and just better. I've got a laptop plugged into my 1964 Chevy 2 Nova gasser so that I can mess with the grid system. got memos in that old fiberglass front end that didn't fit worth a crap. We salvaged what was salvageable. So we made a hood out of it. Gonna get all glassed in all the way to there. We'll figure out a scoop that'll work.
Yes.
So now I need to make plates for that to sit on, so it'll be level, and then figure out Zeus fasteners. All right, well, I took the calipers and set the depth. Then we welded plate in there for that to set on. It seems pretty good. I got to make something to go across the back. All right, well, we think this is the look. Keep the same scoop, keep everything pretty much the same, just let that tube hang out the front.
Well, you can see how important I am.
That's not true. You voluntarily got back there.
I got put in the back seat.
Oh, I got my wheels on. Huge shout out to Daniel at Premier Wheel and Tire. Got me a good deal on them. Gonna look so good with those on the front and the black steels on the back and everything all blacked out. Should look good. Look, you can see where my exhaust landed without measuring anything. It's pretty dead on. I mean, pretty close. Well, of course, I go to put water in the car so I can actually fire it up and let it run. And there's a pinhole in my radiator. So, gotta fix that. Right there it is. So, just figures. Alright, well, I pulled it all out and soldered that up with some acid solder. And seems to be good now. So, cool. Thanks to Dad. He said, you know that solder I give you? I said, yeah. I said, use that, that'll fix it. He's right. Took me a few times to get it, but I got it. Alright, put my new gauges. Well, they're not new, but they're new to this car. Doing all that, and my boost gauge and everything. Alright, so we got Calamity up. I'm doing the fuel system. I got to put a plug in here and then the plug right there for that. This is a Holley Dominator, 500 gallon per hour. This is a massive pump. But I need it. I need that much pump, and I'm doing 8 AN lines instead of 10 or 12 because they'll be good for the power that I want to make with this deal. I might order 10 AN, but God, it's just everything's so freaking expensive now. But yeah, I got these compressions that come out. This is high pressure, like this is good line. It goes out. Then I got an AN line that goes up. And then I got a piece of hard line that goes all the way up to there. I got the hard line from that point up past the transmission, all that. That's the feed, and I'm doing the return now. This is all I had left for the return, but I've got another piece right there, so I'm gonna join them together with a piece of hard line, and that should work. Up here, I put the fuel pressure regulator right there, and the feed goes in the front, and then the return is the bottom. So, yep. But I'm getting her. Get this done and wire the fuel pump, and then I'll be able to flip everything on and check it after I go get some gas. But I really need to order a new battery cable and all that stuff to go all the way back and all the way to the front. All right, I made this to go into the fuel pump so it'll face back towards the back of the car, and I can look under the car and see where the fuel pressure's at before it gets to the regulator. All right, I got all my wiring tucked back up. These are the wires that are going to go to the fuel pump, so they're not tucked up yet. But I got to push this up. Get that out of the way, and then I'll be able to look under the back of the car and see that gauge. See where the fuel pressure's at. Alright, and there's where it comes up into the regulator. This is going to go to the carb hat. This is going to go to the fuel pressure gauge. It's probably put me at 90 and come back. So that's how she is. There we go. Now I can put the radiator in, put water in it, put the front end back on. Thank you. First time you've ever drove that car.
What I was thinking,
I've never drove this car before. This car's always drove me. Crazy. All right, there we go. It sounds so much better with the timing right. It's just... Now I got to figure out why my floats keep sinking on my other carburetor. Well, yeah, there we go. Now she's outside and put the radiator and all that in and fill it up. And everything's locked down. I need to mark everything. It'll be good.